So I'm not actually going to be giving you the tips today. The main man, Mr. Andrew Carter, is back on the channel. It's good to have you back on, mate.
It's been a while, mate, hasn't it?
See you. We'll do one of them, you know, fake fives there. 3 tips to get some more distance.
Yes.
What do we need to do?
Yes, so as you all know watching, our man Matt Fryer, he only paps it. So we need to give him a little bit of help. But hopefully within this tip it can help you as well, because we're going to be talking today about width, lower body rotation, and we're going to be talking about the release of the golf club, so the hands and how they release the golf club as they come into impact.
Let's get stuck into it.
All right.
Okay, so where are we starting? Is it width, release, or the body movement? What are we going for?
We're going to start from the beginning.
Okay.
The width on the way back. Okay, so first of all, one of the things I see a lot of, as soon as that club starts to leave the ball, lower body and everything starts to rotate, club comes in very shallow, very much behind the body. What we're going to try and work on is the lower body starts to rotate, the arms start to work on a slightly different angle, so we're going to be looking for the club to be parallel to the feet on the ground, club head slightly higher than the hands, and also maybe looking at the toe of the club here, just being slightly in a little bit, so maybe pointing more towards the ground at this point. This has given us plenty of width, so we get a wider arc during the golf swing. And the analogy I like to use is, if you're driving a car and you drive at 100 yards compared to a car that drives 200 yards, what car is going to go faster?
200 one.
200, so it's had more time to gather speed. So if we've got a wider golf swing, we're going to have more time to gather speed before we come into impact. Now, this does come with a little issue, because I see a lot of golfers start to sway off the ball.
So I don't want to be trying to move off
go back. I mean, that technically is wider, I agree, but then we've lost all balance, we've lost your centre, you've just got no chance, or very little chance of coming back into the ball. So we've got to make sure from the takeaway, the lower body will rotate, but they're going to rotate behind you a little bit more with the right hip. The hands, this is your checkpoint. Club head slightly higher than the hands, ever so slightly toed in, and that is you now in your widest position. This left arm can't get any wider than it already is. The shoulders can't rotate any more than they already did, otherwise we're going to lose the swing plane. So positionally there, absolutely perfect, using the width, and then from the top of the backswing he's able to then gather more speed and release the club and lower body into the ball as well. Right then, so, shall we give it a go? Let's see if the first bit works. I'm gonna guarantee 10 yards.
Guaranteed 10 yards, massive. So just that checkpoint.
Just that's your first checkpoint you're looking for.
Okay.
There we go. Love that. That was actually pretty good.
I might have a lesson off you again.
It worked. It worked. Wow, that's gone far.
I'm not too surprised.
Sorry, did my voice go then?
Yeah. Oh my God, it's got a distance. Okay, so we've got more width there. What's another thing that people could work at? Angles at impact, understanding what the body should look like at impact, because at the end of the day we're trying to hit the ball as far as we possibly can. The instrument we're holding is the golf club, and we're holding it with the hands, and effectively we're holding it with the arms and the shoulders and the upper body. So a lot of golfers actually start to use the upper body too much to try and generate power. Right shoulder, trail shoulders,
always goes
quickly.
Exactly. So that means the spine angle goes forward, and the angle of attack, so the angle of the club coming vertically down into the ball, is too steep, which actually creates us backspin, which is what we don't want from this shot. We want to be hitting the ball on the way up. So what we're going to do from that nice wide takeaway, nice wide top of the backswing, first thing I like to try and see is we're going to try and keep the shoulders here, and I want you just to put a tiny, there you go, little bit of pressure down more into that left knee, but then clear. So forward, there you go, that's it. So as you pressure and rotate, so it's almost like a very small squat into the left knee. You're keeping your hip angle, a little bit of squat, and then you can rotate through. It
feels for me there that the hip really snaps.
That's it,
into impact as I'm going through it, so instead of just feeling that I'm...
You see a lot of golfers talk about kind of that squat from the top of the backswing, and then they kind of work back up through impact. From the top there, they put a bit of pressure into the left knee, using that ground force to then work back up again through impact. And as you can see, as a result, the hips have gone past the shoulders, spine angle's tilted away, head has stayed behind the ball where it started.
Trying to get that upwards attack on it.
We get the upwards attack angle. So if the head starts behind the ball because of setup position, and it's going to stay behind the ball as it starts to come into impact as well.
Okay then, right, so we've got wider
wider.
Use the lower body instead of the upper body. Let's see if we can get that in.
10 more yards incoming. Or outgoing, technically.
Why?
There we go.
Fairway finding machine with a bit of different
I like this.
Even. That's actually pitched past the ball I hit at the start of the lesson there.
It's pitched past it.
So we've had width, we've had using my lower body instead of the upper body.
We have.
Release, talk to me.
Release is a key one. So growing up, you were probably the same as me. We didn't have very strong bodies. Technically still don't really have a strong body, but it's all paid for. But what we relied on was flash speed. So there's a big difference between kind of releasing the club and flash speed. Flash speed is generally that kind of rotation of the forearms and that last little bit of width, but actually releasing the club is just releasing the angles that you've hinged during the golf swing. So what we're trying to see a lot of is the release early. So if you take it to the top, that casting motion, so as you release it early, the right arm starts to extend, and obviously the left arm or the lead arm to the shaft of the club is pretty much a straight line, creating a lot of the power and a lot of the speed before you even hit the golf ball. What we want to try and see is the right arm probably extending post impact. So we're going to try and hold the angle a little bit longer, and that's actually going to be helped by the movement of the lower body anyway. So golfers that don't really use the lower body very well and they use their upper body tend to then use the wrist too soon.
So they all fall in line a little bit as we go through. Lack of width, then try and hit it hard, throw the club from the top.
Exactly, so the sequence.
Use the body, then release it.
Then you can release the club. Exactly. So the sequence goes back in order. There's always a reason why. I don't think golfers have a really good backswing and downswing and then just release it for no reason. So it's more of a consequence, isn't it? So we've got the width, we've got the lower body working, and now as you come into impact, take your setup. As we start to come into impact, we start to see the lower body working. As a result, because the lower body's working, it's a lot easier for him to hold on to the angle. And as he comes into impact, the club, the left arm to club, left shoulder to club head is pretty much a straight line with the hands ever so slightly behind the ball. So that means we've released the club just before, and we're adding some height and some loft to the shots as well.
Almost feels like I'm going to throw the club of my hands through impact, and the maximum speed's happening sort of here through here instead of up here.
And a lot of golfers as well, from the flip side of that, actually from the opposite end of casting, actually hold on to the club for dear life and get that chicken wing on the way through. And one of the key ones from the face on angle is often seeing that sort of angle. That's when the wrist starts to work on the wrong angle as they come back down, rather than actually releasing that hinge. So it's a key one just to kind of make sure that left arm to club head is dead straight as you come through impact, and as you come up through the impact position to the follow through, the shaft of the club starts to work back up again. I like to see it generally like a 45-degree angle through impact as well. Not the elbow out. All right. Right
then, well, should we give it a go? The final one.
This is the final one. This is 30 yards now.
30 yards longer.
After this video, Matthew, I guarantee it, will be able to hit the ball 230 yards.
Don't get ahead of yourself, Carter.
No, I reckon this is a 320 shot, this.
Right. So, width, lower body, release at the right time.
Ooh. Good ball flight.
Not come down yet. You know what, I'm quite impressed with his coaching, folks. You got me carrying it past that original driver that I hit, which I thought was half decent. So 3 tips there from Andy. Big thank you for doing those. I think they're a good clarification and understanding given to everyone at home as well, to help them get the right sequencing and understand ultimately how power is created, instead of just trying to smash the living daylights out of it with the trail shoulder. So big thank you, guys. If you don't already, do subscribe to Andy's channel. Loads of great content on there. As always, do hit that button down below for mine as well. I want you to get better at golf. You're going to do that with me. Let's see you in the next lesson.